Finally, I can answer one of the biggest questions in Synastry Astrology. I analyzed 200 natal charts and 100 synastry charts from long-term happy marriages in Western astrology. What actually appears in the chart of couples who stayed happy together for years? Not the Sun and Moon connections. The results completely surprised me. Uranus, Chiron, and Asteroids. And if, like me, you are on the journey of learning astrology, watch by the end, because today I will show you which connections you should look for first when you look your synastry chart.
It's way more fun on Talks by the Stars.
Honestly, I made this video because so many of you asked for it in the comments. I read your questions. I tried to answer as many as I can, and I want this channel to be the place where we can study astrology seriously, without repeating myths. And if you want to support my research, you can become a sponsor of the channel. Think of it as buying me a cup of coffee. Because some of this research takes so long that coffee is the only thing keeping me awake. Now, before we begin, I want to be clear about one thing. I will not spend time going through every aspect that appears sometimes. I study 200 natal charts and a synastry chart of 100 long-term happy marriages. And this time, some classic compatibility indicators were confirmed, but the unexpected findings were more interesting. When people talk about compatibility, they often begin with the Sun, the Moon, Venus, or Mars, and that makes sense. But the results were not what I expected. The Sun did not show a large number of remarkable aspects. The main repeating connections were the male Sun to the female Venus and the Sea or Midheaven. In terms of house placement, the male Sun most often fell in the female 1st and 6th houses. The female Sun most often fell in the male 9th and 2nd houses. Mars also did not create the overwhelming pattern. Saturn appeared in only one unexpected aspect. Mercury was even less prominent. In this research, Mercury showed itself as a planet with the least weight for compatibility. From the perspective of Vedic astrology, the Sun, Mars, Saturn, and even Mercury are traditionally considered classic malefic planets. So, if you check your own synastry chart, do not assume that the strongest relationship will be with the Sun, Mars, Saturn, or Mercury aspects. But the planet that surprised me most in this entire study was Uranus. Uranus had only one significant aspect, the male Uranus to the female Sun, but its house placement was shocking. The leading house where Uranus appeared in both partners' chart was 4th, 11th, 7th, and 2nd houses. Think about what that means. It means the relationships change the couple's life in a powerful way. According to statistics, at least one partner had Uranus in one of these significant houses. So now you know one of the first places I would look in a synastry chart, the house where Uranus falls. By the way, Uranus also appeared in another of my study about lifetime marriage, and if you don't watch it, I'll leave link right here. The next group includes lunar nodes, Lilith, and Chiron. These points are often described as karmic. The lunar nodes. The male north node most often fell in the female 5th house, followed by the 2nd and 12th houses. These suggest a strong karmic focus on connected with the man's role in a woman's life, especially around the possibility of children. The female node most often felt in the male 7th, 10th, and 4th houses. So the female node frequently activated the central areas of the man's lives: partnerships, family, and status. In terms of aspects, the male node most often connected with Chiron, the female node most often connected with the male Venus and Chiron. This is not only the karmic pattern, it is also intensely personal. Lilith. The placement of Lilith in the houses did not carry one dominant message, but Lilith appeared in significant aspects involving gender, planets, and Pluto. The male Lilith had aspects to the female Sun, Venus, Pluto. The female Lilith had almost identical connection to the male Mars, Venus, Pluto. And when Lilith connects with these planets, the attraction can feel intense or even faded. It means the emotional and physical reaction can be extremely powerful. Chiron. Chiron was also evenly distributed for the houses. But the aspects between Chiron and the Moon appear clearly in both groups. This is one of the most significant findings because every chart has at least one Chiron-Moon connection. It cannot always mean healing itself, but you may feel that the other person understands you on a deep level. This is why Chiron-Moon connection can feel so personal. Now we come to the place where traditional relationship astrology was strongly confirmed. In first place among all the planets was Venus. The exact Venus to Venus connection appeared in astonishing 37% of the charts. That's a very strong pattern. I have said many times that Venus compatibility is important. You can also watch my previous video on another view of synastry on my channel. And this research confirmed it too. However, the house placement of Venus was not especially impressive. The strongest pattern came from the aspects. The male Venus most often aspected the female Venus and Lilith. The female Venus in large numbers aspected the male Venus, Sun, Jupiter, and Mercury. This creates a very interesting pattern. The male chart was drawn to the female Venus and Lilith. Beauty, sensuality, femininity, and sexual magnetism. The female chart was drawn to the male Venus, Sun, Jupiter, and Mercury. Beauty, confidence, generosity, intelligence, and personal presence. Let's see how the compatibility chart of Barack and Michelle Obama. The first thing I noticed was the Venus is in exact trine, a best sign of natural love and attraction. Then we see Michelle Chiron square Barack's moon, which creates a deep emotional connection. Now look at their Lilith. They're in exact opposition to their moons. That's it real intense. Michelle's Uranus falls in Barack's 7th house, the house of marriage and partnership. And Barack's Sun is an exact trine to Michelle Jupiter, bringing support and admiration into their relationship. So far, all main patterns from my research were confirmed. Now, let's look at the other strong synastry aspects, including the Moon, Jupiter, Neptune, and Pluto. The male Moon frequently aspected the female Jupiter and Mars. The male Neptune aspected the female Moon and Venus. The female Neptune aspected the male Sun and Moon. Pluto was also prominent. The male Pluto aspected the female Moon, Venus, and Mars. The female Pluto aspected the male Neptune and Lilith. When Pluto, Moon, and Neptune connect with the personal planets, the relationship can become impossible to experience casually. This is why the strongest connections are not always the easiest connections. Jupiter also appeared often. The male Jupiter in each chart aspected at least one of the female planets or points, denotes Venus, Jupiter, or Mars. The female Jupiter most often aspected the Moon and Jupiter. In these charts, male Jupiter expanded the woman's charts. It can bring warmth and optimism into their relationship. Now we reach the section that surprised me the most. The most packed houses in the female chart with male planets were 11th, 2nd, 10th, and 4th house. In the male charts, female planets most often active 9th, 4th, 1st, and 7th house. This creates an interesting contrast. The woman may experience their relationship through changes in the status, resources, social life, and communication. The man may experience through identity, family, partnership, and his belief about the life. Both people are changed, but in different areas. Ascendant and MC. The angle connection were also extremely important. Male planets or asteroids connected with the female ascendant or MC 93 times in 69 charts. Female planets or asteroids connected with the male ascendant or MC 88 times in 66 charts. That means each synastry chart had at least one and often two strong angular connections. The most frequent male connections to the female ascendant or MC were Saturn, Vesta, Jupiter, the Moon. The most frequent female connection to the male ascendant or MC involved the asteroids and the Moon. And there one especially interesting distinction. Male asteroid clearly manifested through aspects with the other planets. Female asteroid clearly manifested through angular conjunctions. That means the asteroids were not decorated detail in these charts. They repeatedly appear in places connected with attraction, identity, public life, commitment, and emotional influence. And as an example, let's look at the synastry chart of Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson. They have been together for almost 40 years. Tom's Sun's in sextile to the Rita Venus, Jupiter, and MC. Rita's Uranus falls in his 11th house. His Lilith formed in exact trine with her Venus. Now look at Chiron, an exact opposition involving Chiron and the Moon. Their Venus is in an exact square. This is important because Venus squares do not always create easy love, but they can create powerful attraction that keeps both people deeply engaged. Tom's Jupiter is in sextile to the Rita Sun, bringing warmth, encouragement, and support into the relationship. But the strongest pattern is his North is conjunct to her ascendant, while her Venus and Jupiter are conjunct his ascendant. Tom's palace form an exact trine with her Sun. His Vesta form an exact square with her Moon. Rita's Ceres form an exact trine with his Moon, while her Juno is in exact opposition to his Sun. Every pattern discovered in my research appears in this remarkable couple. Their chart is not just show attraction, it shows the emotional impact, karmic links, powerful Venus connections, and strong contacts with the angles. Tell me what you found in your synastry chart. Do you have Venus conjunct Venus, Chiron conjunct Moon, or asteroid connected with the ascendant or MC? I know I have given you many best synastry aspects to check, so I will play the shorter list of the main conclusion in a pinned comment. Thank you for your comments, your likes, and your subscription. and tell me what I should analyze next. Your questions are what inspire these studies. Follow Talk by the Stars and let's keep growing together.
It's way more fun on Talks by the Stars.